Hey folks, this is Vint with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Through the Ages, a new story of civilization. This is a digital adaptation of a popular board game. The board game will run you like $60, $70 plus right now because it is an older game. So hey, why not get it digitally? And you can find this on Steam for about 15 bucks. It may be on mobile devices as well, I'm not exactly sure. But hey, $60, $70 for the board game or $15 or so for the digital game. And by the way, the digital game is typically on sale too. I've seen it on Humble Bundle, included in various packages. So definitely grab this one if you like what you see. So I have done full playthroughs before of this game on my channel. So today I'm just going to go through like the very basic stuff and show you around a bit, and I want to make the video a bit more quick because this game is fairly long. It could take an hour or two to actually play it. So Through the Ages is a engine builder of sorts where you have a civilization and you're going to be using action points in order to take cards from an array to perform various actions and different things like that. You'll have to manage population and tech points and gain victory points along the way. You get to build wonders. It's got a high learning curve, I'll just say that. So if you're kind of intimidated by games with high learning curves, you may not like this one. But if you stick with it, I think you'll find it to be a lot of fun. You do have the option to play with an AI opponent, although the AI is fairly challenging, at least to me anyway. So there's local game, there's custom, challenges, tutorial, hot seat. If you're learning this game for the first time and hate getting kicked by the computer while you're trying to learn stuff, play Hot Seat and just play 2 players and see how everything works. That's what I do. So I'm going to go ahead and hit local game. And then it says custom challenges. There's also online. It looks like people are still playing this after so many years. I don't remember when this game first launched, but it's been a while. So the fact that there's still online access, that's pretty cool. There is an online account that you can create, and you will need that to play with other people, just forewarning you. You can customize your portrait. You can change the color. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and go into custom game. No, I'll just start over. No, just cancel. Okay, so rules. Digital or tabletop? So if you know the tabletop game and you want to use these set of rules, go ahead. I just find it easier to do just the basic digital stuff. You can also include like base game cards. Now, there is an expansion that you can buy as well for this game. It's up to you if you want to get it. I believe it adds new leaders and wonders. So I'm just going to keep it on the base game for now. And then you can choose your opponents. Female, and then you can, if you want to name them, you can, but I just stick to green, that's fine. And you can choose their difficulty here. There's training, easy, medium, and hard. Even training is tough. I'm just saying. He does perform 1 less action per turn. So that's good. I'm glad that they've introduced this only because, you know, some games claim that the AI has been dumbed down when really they're difficult still. They actually have a handicap. I love that. All right, let's go ahead and hit play. And I'm not going to get, like I said, go through a full game, but I will kind of just show you around the interface and explain what's going on. So use your one civil action to take cards. In the very beginning of the game, you'll be able to use a civil action to take cards. So what do I mean by take cards? Well, on the very top of the screen is a row of cards ranging from like engineering genius all the way over to rich land. The cards in the first section on the left only cost 1 civil action point. There's a little white dot underneath each of these first 5 cards. So they're cheap, long story short. However, you can, throughout the game, access the other 2 columns, but you have to pay more action points to get them. So, and the cards go from right to left as they are taken. So you may want to grab a really good card before your opponent does, but you'll have to pay a lot more action points in order to do it. What kind of cards can you grab? Purple cards are typically like wonders. they will give you various passive bonuses throughout the game. Sometimes it's extra military, sometimes it's an extra resource of some kind. The pyramids just give you an extra point, an extra civil action point, so that you can take more actions every round. That's a good one. The Hanging Gardens, when you complete them, you gain 2 food. I'll explain that later. Speaking of resources, there's 4 resources that you'll be sort of managing. There's food, there's like ore/metal, there's technology, knowledge, whatever you want to call it, and then there's culture. And you will generate, or you'll be creating buildings in order to over the course of several turns increase your income and by extension your storage. So for example, I'm making 2 food every turn right now, but if I buy more farms or if I upgrade my existing farms, I can produce more per turn. So it's, like I said, an engine builder. You don't create a whole bunch right away of stuff, but over time you will, knock on wood. And down here in the middle is sort of like this is a representation of your civilization. 2 age A farms. As the ages go from A to B to C, you'll go from like old-timey pyramids, hanging garden stuff to more modern, like, modern day stuff, tanks, for example. So it is kind of like, other civilization games where you start as like the warriors and, the cavemen, and you're working your way up to modern day stuff, missiles. Okay. So this game will treat it like that as well. And right now we're in the very early onset of that. I did promise to keep this as brief as possible, so I'll just move it right along. On the bottom left are 2 banks of some sort. So blue tokens represent like production, and the yellow tokens represent like population. If I hit K, it'll bring that up. So yellow is the population that you will be assigning to various things to do various actions. Right now, like I can, for example, first I have to claim a card. Let's go ahead and do that. What do I want? Hannah Robbie is a leader. Okay, so let's jump into leaders real quick. On the right-hand side of the screen, we are leaderless. Every new age, your old leader retires, assuming they're from the previous age, and you'll have to pick a new one. You don't have to, but they typically give you some kind of benefit. This one says, on your turn, you may use one of your military actions as a civil action. What's a military action? On the bottom right, there's empty spots for 4 white dots and empty spaces for 2 red dots. White dots represent civil actions that you can take to purchase cards, to whatever. And then military is the red dots. But Hannah Robbie is telling me, hey, I can use a red dot to make it a white dot if I want to. I'll do it. I'll just do that. It's fine. I will, a leader. Yeah, I'll take that into my hand and I'll play him when the time comes. I'll hit end turn. All right. So we are producing. Now, it's worth mentioning. Okay. Well, I'll wait till they're done. What's cool is you can also see what your opponent has. I think it's in the upper left is a log. I love that. So you can actually see what happened. But there should be a way. Yeah, if I click on the green, for example, I can quickly switch to his screen and see what he's got in his hand. He's got Moses in his hand right now. So I'm going to play Hannah Robbie, I think, just so I have that extra thing. On the bottom right-hand corner, you can start seeing the white dots and the red dots that I was talking about. I can use these dots to perform various actions. Okay, so this represents like a population that I can assign to something. Do I want to generate more food? Do I want to generate more ore from these mines? Different things like that. Now, some cards can only hold so many populations, so, yeah. All right, let's do this. Homer is another leader. I'm not going to worry about him. I kind of want the pyramid so I can create an extra action every round. Its total cost is 6 ore. My only gripe about that is I want to create an engine, too, while I'm at it. Patriotism. For this turn, you have an extra 1 ore for building and upgrading military units. You know what? I did say that I wasn't going to play a full game, so I'll just take that. And now I've got that. And now the card, when I build a pyramid, or when I create a wonder, it automatically is created in the background, and now I need to assign ore to it in order to, yeah, I don't have enough resources, clearly. So I need to generate more ore. So maybe I could do something like that. I can use food. I just bought food. Let me go and undo that in the bottom right. So I can, if I want to, spend 2 food to create more population. Now it's worth mentioning that as you reach thresholds in your banks, your people become unhappier, okay, which is bad. So there's a certain balance to having too much, but just enough to do whatever it is you're trying to do. So I just create another population. I'm going to maybe throw that in there and maybe generate. I don't have enough for that. What am I going to do with this? I really can't do anything with it. I could assign it. No, I can't even do that. Well, that's kind of a waste. Let's undo the idle work. Yeah, undo that, and we'll just do that instead. And now I've got 1 action. I'd rather maybe buy a card. I love the undo button in the bottom right. It's really good. There's a quick overview of the different nations and what they have, in case you're curious about that. Our goal really is to create culture, which is like victory points. So we're trying to do that as well. Let's go with, for this turn, you have an extra ore for building and upgrading military units and extra military action. Frugality, increase your population after you pay the food cost, gain a food. I like that. I will take that card. And I can still do an extra civil action because of Hammurabi over here. So I might take patriotism as well. Okay. And I guess that's good for now, and I'll hit end turn. And now we'll produce. All right. Now, as the game goes on, we will be fighting on occasion with our military cards. That's why we have those red action points over there. Throughout the game, we'll be dealt these military cards, and we can play them. There's 2 different types of military cards. This is a tactics card. When you play it, you get an extra 2 strength if you have enough armies matching the silhouettes here. So if I have 3... If I assign 3 population to my land units, then I will satisfy this, and I will gain an extra 2 attack. Now, I have 1 military unit right now on the right, so I only have 1 attack right now, same as my opponent. And throughout the game, we will be comparing our military strength on other military cards that come up that are not tactics. Sometimes they're events. Like, the person with the highest military can get this as a reward, or can steal a resource from an opponent, that kind of thing. There are some other events that will come up throughout the game, but again, I'm trying to keep this video somewhat condensed. Good luck with that. Okay, let's see. So maybe I will skip politics. I don't think I want to play that yet. I don't have it. Yeah, I'm just going to skip that. All right, action phase. All right. Now, as you can see, there's corruption in this game. If you have too many resources out there in storage, meaning if you're like too rich with resources, you'll start being penalized on your income. So as you can see, it says -2 ore. That's bad. I don't want that. So in order to get rid of that, I need to move these blue crates back to that row, meaning I have to spend resources. So, what am I going to want to do? I think I want to increase your population, then gain 1 food. Yeah, I'll do that. And then I do want to sign this somewhere. What does patriotism do? Play it to gain red and 1 for units. I could assign that unit over here, but I also want to blow up my engine too. Well, how about the stages of the wonders? So it seems like, wow. Yeah, so we need a total of 6 ore. For the first stage, we need 3 and only 1, 1 action to do it. I'm tempted to go with that so I can increase the amount of white dots I get. Now you're probably wondering, do I keep this throughout the game, just 4 white dots and 2 red? The answer is no. You start the game with a government called despotism. However, throughout the game you might get republic, democracy. Like in Civilization, like the 4X game, you can upgrade your government. And in doing so, you can gain more actions through in civil and military, which is cool. So you want to grab those where you can. I want this iron card, but it's going to cost me 3 action points to get it. Rich land does what? Build or upgrade a minor farm, pay 1 less. I like that. Urban growth just gives me upgrade an urban building, pay 1 less. I think I'm going to do that. And now some cards, these blue cards, they are technology cards, and you need to spend your technology points to grab them. Some games, I'm able to generate a whole bunch of technology, and then by extension grab these cards. Others, I'm terrible at it. Let's do this. I don't know if I really want that extra pay 1 for units. Yeah, I'll do that, and yeah, that's fine. All right, so I essentially added a new population over here, and I spent 2 ore to do it, so now I no longer have corruption. Let's see what happens when I do this. And okay, so now, because as you grow your population in this game, you start becoming unhappy, or your civilization starts becoming unhappy. So to combat that, there are various cards that will generate happiness. For example, I don't have access to it yet, but if I build this bread and circuses card with 3 technology, and if I build it with 3 ore, on the very bottom I get 1 military bonus, strength, and 2 happiness icons. So that's something I may want to shoot for. There's also theology, which is a victory point, and yeah, well, I might want that. Okay, yeah, it's a thought. Just generating victory points culture out of the gate would be nice. Printing press. Okay. I definitely want some of those cards, I just don't have access to them right now. Okay, this guy's not happy. What if I undo that? Okay. Alright, so what would I take instead? Julius Caesar. Now, this guy, I can replace my leader. What does he do? He gives me an extra red. You may perform 2 political actions. Aristotle. Every time you take a technology card from the card row, you score it. I like that, actually. Although I kind of like having that extra white one, too, from Hammurabi here. Honestly, I don't know if there's anything else I can do this turn. If I buy a population, people become unhappy. I can assign this over here and generate more military. And that would go toward, yeah, I have 2 people on it. If I assign a 3rd person on it, and then play that 1 tactics card down here on a future turn, I'll get a bonus to military. So maybe I'll do that. And, well, people are kind of unhappy. Yeah, it may not be a good idea. Alright, let's go back. I'll do that on a future turn. Yeah, I really don't know. None of these cards are something I'd want. Maybe I will play this as a tactics. Alright. And yeah, there's nothing else for... That's going to cost me 2 action points to grab. You know what? I think I'll just end my turn there. You can use a military action. I'd love to, except I don't know what to take. Yeah, if I do that, people are going to be unhappy. I mean, it's just, well, that's -1 food. I don't want to skimp out on my food income either. Yeah, alright. Well, you see where I'm going with this? This is just the first couple of turns of the game, and I did promise I was trying to keep this relatively brief. You're going to do this over a series of several turns. If you look on the right, you'll see that there's all the different ages, like ages A, 1, 2, 3, and there's so many cards in each of the decks. And some of the cards we haven't even seen yet. These are, like, these are like invasion cards where you can assign either ships or land forces with these bonus cards here to take lands as events come up. So that's a thing. There's just so much to this game, it's hard to describe in 15-20 minutes. So if you are interested in a full playthrough of the game, go check out my videos from like 3 or 4 years ago. But hopefully this gets you started. As far as the review is concerned, I love this game. It's a fantastic game. This is a game I would have to spend an hour or two really concentrating on, though. So it's a longer game. It is a longer game. I love that you can also just come back to the menu and you can pick up where you left off from last time as well. It's a really good adaptation. I think CGE, the makers of this game, did a fantastic job making this digital. Yes, there's a bug here and there, but I've never really ran into anything game breaking. And if you like Civilization, like a 4X game, but you wish it were a card game that can be played in 1 to 2 hours, then this is the game that you're going to want. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I've been to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you all next time. Take care.